Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then thank you for coming in to watch this video. I'm super excited about today's video, but I want to start by saying thank you for all the love on my previous video, which was my very first vlog. I mentioned in my first video that I wasn't sure about vlogging, but I gave it a try and I got really lovely responses. Some of you sent in messages on things I can work on in my vlogs, and I'm very excited that you guys actually put me in your heart to comment, to send me a message. So thank you very much. I would work on those corrections in my next vlog, which should be up, real soon. Yeah, so today's video is a story time, and maybe it's something that I don't know how to put it, but it's something that's really dear to my heart because it was a period, like it was a crazy period in my life, let me put it that way. Trying to be in school and have blog, and you have Nigerian parents that they don't really know what is in blogging. They don't see blogging as a career and they just see it as a distraction for school. So that was the issue I had, because when I tell people what my parents do for me now regarding to my brand, they're like that, oh, your parents are so nice, mine, they're this, they're that. And I'm just like, I just laugh because I'm like they weren't always like this, but it was a process. And I just want to share the story I had, especially with my lovely father. So if you want to know what happened, keep on watching this video. Alright, so let me start with the story, and I'll just let me do some kind of background about my family. So we're a total of 7, my parents, 5 children. I'm the last of them, and I'm currently in Covenant University. I'm in my 5th year now. And this whole thing started, I started blogging after my first year in school. So when I'd come back from holiday, that's when I started working on starting my blog. And June that year, that was June 2016, I launched my blog. So it's something that, I didn't start when I entered uni. I just started it at some point. So, I picked it on, and my parents were looking at me like, this girl, okay, keep on doing it. My mom was able to call me aside. She was like, that this is your blogging thing, how will you be doing it in school, that shade will not distract you, this and that. So I gave her my word that it wasn't going to distract me, that it's something I'm not doing, because that time I was still trying to discover what blogging is and what to post, how to be consistent with the post and stuff like that. So I just told her that it wasn't going to distract me. She said, okay, no problem. She gave me a blessing. I went for my 2nd year. So my 2nd year, I was still blogging. I wasn't so consistent because it wasn't like a brand for me then. It was just a hobby, so I'll post whenever I can. So my 2nd year, I came back from my 1st semester, and my results, like 100 level, normal, you guys should, 100 level results is fresh, you guys are nailing it. And 2nd year, my result just went down. It wasn't bad, let me explain. It wasn't bad, to the glory of God, I've actually never had a bad result, but it just wasn't the last daughter of engineer Benjamin Wakuyanozi's results. It just wasn't what it was expected to be. So I just came back, and then my dad just started asking me what happened. As he said what happened, if you know me, I hold my dad very dear to my heart. So as he said what happened, I literally just melted, and I was just asking myself why, what's really happened, and when there are sometimes your Nigerian parents will ask you things, and then that silence is best at this period of time. You're just meant to keep quiet. So at that point, I just kept quiet. Of course, my eyes were watery when I was asking me that, but I just kept quiet. And then he just started blaming my blog. He just said it was my blog. I tried to explain to him that I was stressed in school, that the courses are too many for me. Not hear anything. The only thing he heard was, is my blog, is my blog, is my blog. So after that time, because we spoke that day, then later I went to my room, I just slept that night. So the following day, when you're just talking to your parents and maybe you just say, oh, we want to take picture for the blog, and next thing, he just brought up, this your blog, he actually just started getting really angry. And the thing is, my dad and I are tight. And another reason why we're tight is because he studied chemical engineering, I'm studying chemical engineering. So I'm literally his baby. I'm the second of him, basically. So he wants me to do well, but like no other person. So he just started picking on me, and then that's how the whole issue started. So my dad was against my blog. My second, like throughout my second year, he was like against my blog. And it was really tough for me because sometimes I have opportunities maybe to go out and stuff like that. Sometimes I want to take even product pictures at home. I have to take it when he has gone out so that it doesn't turn into any fight or any shout whatsoever. So guys, there was this particular day, like this day was like the main day actually. So that day, it was okay, I feel that my parents had a meeting with each other on top of my matter before they came to now meet with me. So they called me that day, sit down in the parlor. I'm like, okay, no problem. I sat down. As a Nigerian child, once the parents tell you to sit down and both of them come together, I know that this one is a very serious matter. So they brought up this whole results and this blog. I'm like, this blog is innocent. You should leave this blog alone. The blog is innocent. The real culprits. Anyway, I can't even blame anything or anyone for me not doing well that semester. It was my responsibility. So they just went that this your blog, this stuff that you have to stop it and stuff like that. My mom was even still being mellow. She was even still, you know, when my father says yes, she will say yes, she would contribute this and that. And my dad was actually just building up, like it was because oh my god, like I don't think I've seen him as more even like angrier than that self, but like that day he was just really angry, and he just shouted, he just went, I will shut down your blog. Like at that point it was like earth stood still. I had shivers because I didn't know, it never reached now, like it has not gone to that level. That was in my mind, like it hasn't got to that level. You were talking as if I came back with like 0.0 CGPA. It wasn't that bad. So I'm like, it hasn't got to that level. That was what was in my mind. And the minute he just said that, I knew that okay, it was my turn to now talk. So when he said it, like throughout this whole time I was keeping quiet. I wasn't saying nothing. So I just told him, and I literally looked up because I was facing down. I looked up, I looked at my dad, and I told him, if he shuts down this blog, I would open another one, or I'll find something to do. And I told him that, and he just looked at me like some kind of prodigal child, like my goal is to fail or something like that. And I said it that day because I knew who I was. I knew that I'm not a one career babe. Like I'm not that kind of person to just do one thing in life, like just go through one path. I want to break out. I want to try other things. I want to explore as many potentials as that I have, that God has given to me. So I just had to speak up. And I knew that blogging is something I wanted to continue. I loved chemical engineering. I love it, but it wasn't something I wanted to stop for chemical engineering. I felt I could have it all. So I told him that day, and it was like, he just looked at me like, does this girl know how much her school fees is? Is she trying to throw this money away? So like he looked at me that day, and I said it, and I just like kept quiet. So like he just like left, like walked out, and that was just the end. Me, after I said it, I'm like, who sent me? Like, do you know who's going to pay your school fees next year? Is it going to be this blog? Is it not going to be your father that just walked out on you? So it was quite a rough period for me, because you know, I told you guys that for me going out to like blog and other things, it wasn't just it wasn't just happening. I was like literally calm in the house. Once there's any blogging thing, I'll first of all look right, look left, if I open blogs, do anything at all. So that's how, before I went back to school, my dad seeing that, you know, I was still blogging and stuff like that, he called me. We had a discussion. So we had a discussion about this blog. I made it clear to him that I wasn't going to stop blogging, that I loved what I was doing. I loved the fact that I was contributing to people's lives. And we decided to make a deal. Yep, my dad is someone that he's a typical like kind of businessman. He loves to make like transactions and deals with you. So he made a promise to me that he was going to get me a camera if I work on my grades. At that time, Like, I was already looking at saving up to get a camera, but when he said it, I'm like, wow. So that was a very good motivation, because he actually wanted me to do better. That was his own priority. So he made that clear to me. So I went back to school. My third year, I was working really hard. Like, my third year, I was trying to like give it my all with reports, the classes, the 3 unit courses, everything. I was trying my best. So I came back, and turns out my result was actually better. Yep. So it actually did make my parents smile, and I was able to get my camera. My dad got me my camera. It was actually, when I got the results, it was like, it's not up to what I want. I'm like, I tried. And then he just says, okay, no problem. So he got me the camera. And oh, there were times that we still went back. Even after the camera, there were times that we still went back. Like, even this, my IT period, he has, you know, sat me down sometimes and asked me questions of, oh, how am I going to do final year with my blog and things like that. We've had times that we went back and forth on this whole thing. But one thing that I noticed that me speaking up did was it actually opened up his mind to see that, okay, blogging isn't as bad. And from that place, from that time, that's like the lowest we've been on this issue. We've been getting better from there. Times that there was a time he liked my tweets I shared on Twitter about a blog post. A time he told me he read something on my blog and liked what he read. So the relationship has been crazy, honestly. It's not something I mean, after the argument, I wanted to like start hiding my posts from him, block him on Twitter so that he doesn't say anything, but I just let it be. I'm like, I'm not someone to live a lifestyle that my parents don't know of, so I just let it be. They knew I was doing it, and that's just how everything came to be. We've not always been like paddies on this issue. It's a relationship that worked on, and I had to understand that the reason why they didn't want the blogging for me is because they didn't want to distract me from school, and because it's normal. It's like every Nigerian parent's mentality: go to school, get a job, get married, have a family, have kids, make them go through that whole same process. Yeah, they don't really see the whole being a photographer, being a fashion designer, being especially blogger, because when you hear blogger, you just hear gossip, you just hear amebo, aproko, no work, up and down, no life, no money, show off on Instagram. That's all they hear. But I think I was able to show them that, okay, my own kind of blogging is a different kind, and that's another thing that impressed them. So if your Nigerian parents are not supporting your niche, like what you want to do, just calm down. They are not monsters, they are not wicked people. They just actually want the best for you, and the best for you, according to them, is to get a degree or 2 and then get a job. So just calm down, do what they want you to do, try your best to give them what they want, and they'll give you whatever you want in return. It's not that complicated. You negotiate. Give me 500, I give you 500, you give me a plate of rice. The same way it is for your parents. So you negotiate also with them, and it's a work in progress. Don't expect them to fall in love with you and your camera overnight. No, it won't work. That's not realistic. So just be patient, be understanding with them also, and do what they want you to do. Yeah, so that's how my father and I had our clashes, and we also resolved it. Yep. So thank you for watching this my story time. Let me know if you've had similar experiences with your parents in the comment section, how you resolved it. If you're currently having those kind of issues, it will take a while, but you will get through it, and your parents would always love you. Remember that. Bye guys.